Don't you know when you get so comfortable in your bed and like you start shivering? Not shivering, but like you took a nice shower. It's raining outside. You get under the sheets. You start hitting that little energetic dance. No,
I don't have that energetic dance, but like,
all right, you guys are making me look weird today.
when it's raining in bed, like I'm like, I'm a king, bro. Like I am king of like nature, bro. I'm warm and I'm dry and it's raining outside.
I think I opened up too much about
doing your little dance in bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself from now on. It's a meme, you know. You get under the sheets and you're just like. Then why didn't you say anything? The camera's rolling, the mics are on. You didn't say nothing.
I'm sure there's like a good amount of people that can relate. Just most of us can't. Archie.
Archie. Okie dokie. I can see something there. Sweet. Please don't look at me through there during the recording. I'm gonna start laughing. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Brief Dive Podcast, where we talk about deep topics for a brief amount of time. Today, what you got?
Archie. Nice to see you guys again.
Nice. That's really it. So let's just go into the topic. First off, do you watch the news?
Yeah, I pay attention.
I don't watch the news.
Really?
I make sure I'd stay away from news, anything.
Why?
The news is depressing.
Yeah, I feel like that's just what they get the most like attention from, though.
Yeah.
Why don't you don't like getting depressed, man?
Well, the TV would be on, the news would be on. I would sit and watch, and something about it is just so like addicting to watch. Hearing crazy stories and sad moments, and then the weather would just come up, and then go back to it again.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I don't feel good when I watch this, so I just stop. So I'm not really tuned in politics and everything going on in the world.
I get most of my news from the radio or newspaper, just because I don't like really watching TV like that. But also I noticed like if you turn on the TV, it's like way more for entertainment than just like information. So I can see why you get that.
Like news?
Yeah.
When they share like funny stories, like
no, more like you see like car crashes or like murders and stuff. It's like nonstop, like people dying, like depressed, like you were saying. Like I feel like that is a lot more like let's try to find like the craziest story and get the people on their couch like engaged type of thing.
Yeah.
And even with the radio, like you get some stories that are like really sensationalized. I heard one where it was like the tone of the story was like it was like a regular topic, like just like worldwide news, and they like produced it like it was what's that show?
Wait. I know there's like TMZ and then...
Yeah, what's the Scary Door one from Family Guy based on?
The Scary Door?
Yeah.
No.
Dang it, man. I actually watched that show. It's like a show from the 60s, basically like sci-fi horror mystery. I'm drawing a blank right now, but like...
Oh, it's like a show?
Yeah, they're like talking about it. It's like, welcome to the Scary Door. Like, and that's how they were talking about the news. And I was like, bro.
Wait, was it a show within the show? The news within the show?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Courage the Cowardly Dog. I know it's not that.
Dude, it was like adjacent to that though. Like it was like some real like uncanny vibes, and I was like, bro, this is the radio. Like, yeah. So yeah. Why'd you ask that question though?
Because we're addicted to it. People are addicted to the news. Negative. There's something about that negative take that it gives that people are drawn to.
Yeah, I saw this this guy on YouTube like cited like a bunch of studies that basically said like the more negative something is, the more popular it gets, the more likely it's going to go viral. There's like the number one thing that makes us make something go viral is strong negative emotion, and then the second thing was strong positive emotion, but we're more attuned to negative. And I was That's like true. I was like, wow, that's interesting. Why is that? And I looked it up, and basically it's because back when we were cavemen, like our number one priority was threats. Like, so the negative things on our mind were usually the most important. Like when you wake up, you're like, I don't want to get eaten by like a saber-toothed tiger or something. That's like number one priority. Like, I don't want to get bitten by a snake. I'm not gonna eat. Like it was basically like the loss of something is way more painful than gaining it. That's like why. Yeah, bro. We're all cavemen at heart. It's really cool, bro.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
Because my sister, the stuff she watches is like, she's gonna hate me for saying that out loud. She's into like those dirty, crazy not dirty, like true crime, and like something that's just so sad and depressing. Like she'd be scrolling on Facebook, and it's like something that's just sad, and she's just used to seeing it. And then she reads criminal books, and everything. And like, I don't know. I think more people are more inclined to doing that. I used to do that.
Yeah.
And then I stopped because I don't know, it was too much. But I found it interesting how you say you listen to the radio.
Yeah.
You don't watch it. You just.
I don't watch the news on TV.
You do the newspaper and you listen.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so like. Dude, I like that.
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm gonna have to steal that.
That's like some old man type of thing. Dude.
That is, but like, dude, that's where I don't know why I thought of Captain America the second you just said that. What?
Steve Rogers, bro. People say I look like Steve Rogers now. But yeah.
Someone said you actually look like Steve Rogers?
Yeah. I like walked into work and my manager was like, "What's up, Steve Rogers?" I was like, oh.
No way.
All right. I didn't know who Steve Rogers was until I got like compared to him. But yeah,
I don't think you look like.
Bulk up.
I don't think you look like Steve Rogers. I think you look more like Bucky. Yeah. You look like Bucky and Thor mixed with a little bit of Ant-Man.
Steve Rogers before the Captain America before the serum. Yeah.
Dude, you know, this whole time I thought that was actually him, and I thought he did like a crazy body transformation, but that was like CGI
to make him look skinny.
Yeah.
If you have access to, or if you get access to CGI, bro.
No, for the podcast.
Yeah, you better make us look like Hulk, bro.
Just mid conversation talking about something deep, we just like
like explode, bro.
I just thought of Popeye. Now we're just talking about old shows. Popeye, I was never into Popeye. Popeyes or no way.
I started eating spinach because of Popeye. Spinach is good. You gotta
eat your vegetables.
You gotta eat more spinach if you don't already, bro.
How's your diet? Did we ever talk about your diet before?
My diet's trash, bro. There was a point where I was like on some real athlete type of stuff, you know. My diet was like impeccable, and then I just went to college, and every food that was accessible to me was like just this much more unhealthy, and you know, the more you eat unhealthy stuff, the unhealthier you get.
You did freshman 15.
My weight stayed the same, but like, but it was like worse food. So I went from eating like, let's say a lot of fruit and oatmeal in the morning, to straight pancakes in the dining hall. Like I crushed like 9 plates of pancakes.
No, you didn't. Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah. I think 9 is like somewhere around my record. But
dude, you keep telling me about like your metabolism. I need to see it to like.
It's changed. I turned 22 and everything changed. I also stopped doing a lot of like athletic activity. So hopefully if I start again, like it's gonna be back to normal. But yeah. Well, you don't get like crazy 4,500 calories and not change.
My metabolism changed, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I told you I played soccer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I played soccer, like all the time, I was hungry like every single day, every second of every day. And then the food, I don't know where the heck it went, but it went somewhere. And I didn't gain like an inch. No, I didn't gain a pound. And it's crazy. Yeah. The food just, I don't know where the heck it goes.
So do you think it's metabolism or it's just your calorie like burning, the amount of calories you burn?
Both, because I know metabolism is like, not only is it just like not gaining weight, but it's you get hungry immediately after you finish a meal, or like 10 minutes after you finish a meal, you feel like you can get another.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just disappears like a video game.
So did you like buffets back in the day?
I didn't do many buffets growing up, but I'm trying to remember. No, I did. Like, now I do like take home. Like I get a lot, and then I always do takeaways. And my family just hates me for doing that.
What about like going to the barbecue or like family function, like some sort of dinner? Hey, you be like crushing like 4 plates. Do you still do that or not?
Not anymore.
Thanksgiving.
No, I'm a slow eater, bro. Thanksgiving, nah. I don't know what happened, bro. I'm such a slow eater.
That's a good thing, dude.
It is, yeah. Well, not when I take an hour to finish like a big meal. That's a long time.
Does it force you to eat small meals?
What do you mean?
So they tried to teach. They attempted, like, I'm not sure how successful they were, but they attempted to teach me like nutrition and stuff back when I was running, and basically like one of the number one concepts they tried to get me on, which I never did, was instead of eating like 3 ginormous meals a day to get that, I was eating like 3,000 to 4,500 calories a day, just to keep up, like, because I was running something like 70 plus miles a week, and so like I don't know exactly how much calories I was burning, but it was
that's a lot of calories.
Yeah, so
that's 10 miles a day.
Yeah, so they said like when you're
yeah, right. Regularly, like that's a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Just a little jog, but
across the world. Yeah,
they basically said like when you're doing stuff like that and you're trying to eat like a lot, when you need to eat like a lot of food, you shouldn't be like eating 1,500 calorie meals. Like you should be eating something like 5 to 1,000, like just regular meals, and just having more. So I feel like for somebody like you, that makes it a lot easier. Like you'd be like, oh, like I'm not really trying to crush like a whole steak today, like. Or if I do crush a steak, it's gonna last like 30 minutes before I finish it. Then you could just have a little bite, wait like 2 hours, have another little bite. I have a question for you, bro. I like to think about things like as if we're cavemen. Like I like to think about human behavior and simplify it. So that like technology, all this, our modern lifestyle is out of the equation. If you were a caveman, would you eat like huge amounts like in the morning, or like let's say whenever you like make a kill or whatever, would you take it home and like eat it like really fast, or would you like save it? Would you would you be one of those dudes who like get like the nuts and berries and all the different other stuff, like have like a little chunk of steak and like save the rest?
Yeah, I'm saving the rest, definitely.
Yeah,
I want to, because dude, hunting is not easy.
Yeah,
so I'm hunting like once a week if that were me.
Yeah, dude, hunting, I can imagine like you'd only have like a success like maybe, well, I don't know. I was
gonna say, how do you refrigerate the food?
they were like generational killers back in like Neolithic times, but yeah, I don't know, dude. I think you'd have like maybe a successful hunt like every other day. I know they were going hungry sometimes.
Like you can like get like a rabbit or something, or I'm thinking of getting a buffalo kind of hunt.
Oh, that's like maybe,
or a deer.
Yeah,
that's a once a week, once every 2 weeks. Sure.
I can't tell you, dude.
Yeah, I am not.
There was some like Genghis Khan type of dude who would just like brutalize entire populations of animals, and then there's like people who only eat berries, like rabbits and stuff. Like I guess it depends where you live, but I know for a fact they were going crazy on the mammoths, bro.
They're gone now.
Yeah.
They were definitely, wait, obviously, never mind. The mammoths were, dude, you know how much, I'm thinking video game terms, you know how much loot that is?
That's like 3,000 XP, bro.
Bro, the hair, the tusks, the meat. Guys, disclaimer, I'm not against killing animals, I mean, I'll eat it. but I'm not gonna kill it unless I have to. It's crazy how we're just like addicted to. It's not even just addiction. Like we're drawn to it.
Yeah.
My family makes fun of me of anything is playing on the TV. I'll just look at it. And if we're like some family comes over and there's like a little kids we gotta watch, and Coco Melon's on the screen, like I'm gonna be staring at the TV, dude. If there's something like negative on TV, I think the same works for people other than me, because no one's just gonna stare at Coco Melon like I do. What? Something about negativity. My parents do it all the time too. Like when they're on Facebook, they see it and they scroll and they keep scrolling. Specifically, my sister, she's into that stuff. Like she's like, yo, this person died, story this, story that. I'm like, oh dang, like you want to change the news up once in a while? I've seen her feed. It's very dark.
Yeah.
She needs to be studied. And I think it's kind of crazy. And
I hope your sister watches this, dude.
No. You got to watch my podcast. What are you doing? She listens to every other podcast but this one.
Okay, good.
That's so not good.
You can talk all your smack, bro.
One time I was roasting her about her cooking, and she didn't see it until it was like a reel. It was on like an Instagram reel. And I said like she cooked rice and it tasted like napkins.
W, brother.
Yeah.
How else is she gonna know, right?
No, she saw it.
Yeah, no. How else is she gonna know her rice tastes bad?
Yeah, she's gonna figure out through a reel.
That's part of the reason. You mentioned like just her feed is very dark. Like, would you say you see a lot of dark stuff on your feed too?
I used to, and then I stopped. Just recently, I saw like I don't know what the heck I was on. Like what? I guess YouTube at like that was YouTube Reels. It was YouTube at like 12:30, maybe 1 a.m. And it was off. Like it wasn't anything I normally watch. And as I kept scrolling, it was like graphic, even more graphic. And I was like, and I caught myself easily, and I was like, you know what? I turned my phone off and I went to bed. And before I would have kept scrolling and scrolling. I'm just like, yo, whoa, this is scary. Let me see how scary I can go and how dark I could go. And I remember when we were setting up before, we were cleaning up before, and we were talking about how we used to watch like our first graphic video encounter, and that does something to you. I remember seeing a video of just like something happening. I'm not gonna go in description, but changes your way of looking at life. I mean, as a 9-year-old.
Yeah, it should traumatize you, dude.
It is traumatizing.
I quit social media like partly because like I would turn on my phone, I'd go on Instagram, Reels or whatever, right? And it's like impossible not to see Reels. Like if you go on the internet, you watch like a YouTube, if you're watching anything for fun, bro, you're gonna end up being on Reels like 9 times out of 10. You're gonna be scrolling through that, and I'd keep scrolling, and it'd be like some guy dying, like, and it's like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Delete Instagram. Why do you think the algorithm, like, well, the answer is because people like seeing that. That's why it's so popular.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Rome in the Colosseum.
How so?
Because they used to watch people just murder each other for fun, entertainment.
Yeah.
Maybe that ties back to the caveman instinct. Well, I don't know what century that was in. Yeah, like people, instead of going to the movies or the zoo, they would go to the Coliseum and watch people kill each other and cut each other's head off.
There are like theaters and stuff too. Watch plays.
I'm sure they did that in Rome, but like, dude, that was like the biggest. That was like hyped up. Like people would look forward to that. Like, let's go. I can't wait till I see this. There'd be like a lion. I don't know if that's true. A lion with the whole meat around someone's neck. Someone's wearing like a necklace with like meat chunks on it
To attract the lion.
Yeah. I don't know if that's real.
It sounds like it. They used to have they used to like fill it up with water and have like legit like naval battles in there, and people would be getting like torn to shreds by arrows. Like the water would turn red with blood type of thing. I remember reading a book that was like inspired by it, and it was a fictional book, right? But they said like anybody who was doing like the naval sea battle, like most of them didn't survive the battle. Like not like a majority of the people in the battle died, and there wasn't really a winner. It was just like there's 5 guys left on one boat and 1 guy left on the other boat, and the 5 guys kill the 1 guy and they win. But they would start off with like 100 people on each side.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, why was I thinking of the oh my gosh. Nah, I can't put these two together. You know the thing
Yeah.
where they watch the sharks do like aerodynamic moves for fun? Not sharks, dolphins. There's like
Yeah.
a huge pool and people are watching that. That's what I was thinking when you said that.
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. I think someone needs to do a brain study on us. Like us watching something dark and then us watching something that's... I think it's the same reason why when we get our tooth... Like when we were younger, we had like... When our tooth came out and we would... This is TMI, but we would like... play with, like, pick on it a lot.
Lick the hole.
Yeah. And it would hurt, but it would feel good at the same time. You know? No, okay, don't do that to me on camera, bro.
It's like you're pushing for that satisfaction. Like it hurts, but it's like satisfying type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as anticipation of like the tooth falling out, that was the satisfying part.
Kind of like you get a massage and it hurts a lot, but it hurts so good.
I hate massages, dude. I'm like if it's not me, bro, then the pressure is wrong. Like they don't massage me right. You know,
It was not me.
like if I have like a whole like rolling routine, like stretching, massaging myself, all this stuff, and like I know what amount of pressure is comfortable for me, and then like people come in, and mind you, I'm a bony guy, bro. So like there's not really that much to massage, and they be going in, bro. It's insane. They'll like and then they'll try to get through the muscle to the bone. There's this thing called like shin scraping or something where you take
yeah.
like, you seen the metal thing?
I think so.
Yeah, that I did that one time. Because my calves are tight, or shins or whatever, and it bruises you, dude.
What's the point of that? I've seen that.
Have you seen cupping?
Yeah.
It works to fix you, right? Like you feel good after. Like it actually genuinely like untightens your muscles, loosens them. But like the whole time getting like your muscles sucked on by the cups, like it's a mildly uncomfortable, painful feeling. Like it's something that's normal, but it's like, you know, tolerable. But it's like, if this is supposed to make me feel good later, why does it hurt now?
Maybe the pain just feels good. Some people like pain. No, like, I mean, no, some people like, don't you know people that like, trying to get me canceled? That's crazy. Okay.
understand what you
let me tie
said,
please,
like,
please, let me tie it back, please, before I get okay, let me tie it back. I think the world, our threshold to anything on social media is just so high to the point where we're numb to everything. So in order to reach that threshold, graphic videos is where it crosses the line. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think everyone is just numb to news and everything. So graphic stuff kind of like pushes it. You know, there's cat videos, there's like regular news, there's like movies where you see like death and stuff like that, and then there's like actual killing and then murders and then da-da-da-da-da-da. So our threshold is just so high now because there's little kids that see things that millions of years ago only kings could see.
Explain.
Like I mean, we all know the stuff online, you know, seeing all these girls and all this stuff like that.
Yeah,
a king would have access to that,
like 200 concubines type of thing.
Yeah. Now like a 9-year-old can view
Just
so
go on
many
Google.
things. Google, like, not even just like women or anything, just everything. Like that can't be good for you.
But what do you think like is a solution to that? Like, where do you think we should allow our kids like access to the internet? Do you think having access to the internet without like restriction is like guaranteed to hurt kids? Or like, how do you think we should manage that as like future parents?
Okay, I don't know if my advice is, 100% in there, but you would think that someone watching more graphic videos would help them prepare for the world, like the real world. But I think it just makes you numb to it, and that decreases your vibrancy of life.
Yeah.
And your fulfillment and enjoyment of life if you just show them everything in a couple of reels. And it's just, I don't know where the line would be drawn. I think knowing that stuff exists but not deep researching at it. And 9 years old is the way to go.
Yeah. My opinion basically is kids are gonna find a way to see that anyway. I think we have to teach our kids like basically to have like the strength to be like, no, I don't want to see that. You know, if somebody comes up to them and they're gonna show them something crazy, be like, dude, can you not show that to me, please? Instead of being like, oh, like they're not gonna think I'm cool unless I see that.
You'd be a cool father. I'm trying to picture it right now. You'd be an amazing
ladies
father.
out there, like, he's being serious, you know.
Guys, Archie's an amazing guy. You guys ever want to be with Archie? Just hit me up, and then I'll let him know. But that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Teach him how to say no to the world instead of just monitoring it around them.
Yeah, but then you teach your kid how to say no. You'd be like, go mow the lawn. They'd be like,
they'll say no to you. That's what I was thinking.
and no, that's my rule is absolute type of thing. You can't say no to me. You say no to everybody else. When we like expose ourselves at a young age to this type of traumatic, or I'm not just going to say like tragedy. I'm going to talk about like real X-rated type of stuff. Like when we expose ourselves to that at a young age, like it kind of desensitizes us to the it's supposed to be something that's like kind of shocking, right? And we're not shocked anymore. Do you think we have the ability to rewire our brain to be shocked at that type of stuff, or like once you're traumatized by it, like it's permanent? Like you're never gonna be re-traumatized. It's just gonna become normal.
Because that reminds me of dopamine detox.
Yeah.
I guess it works the same way. If you were to just slowly take a break from it and unnumb yourself and stop watching it, the less you see, the more loud they'll be. So see them less, and I think it'll slowly. It's harder to move backwards, and it's easier to move forward. I think, especially with that, because once you see it, you see it.
Yeah. So I've been off most types of social media for like. I'm still on YouTube, but my YouTube feed isn't like straight like people dying, like, you know, crazy like shocking events. Like up until like a month ago, I hadn't seen like something really graphic for months, like almost I want to say half a year. And when I did see that really graphic thing, I still wasn't shocked. Like it was like, oh, I just saw somebody die. Like it was like nothing had changed since I stopped. So I feel like it takes a long time to rewire yourself on that level.
That's a good way to put it, because you did take a break and then it still kind of felt like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that, because I took a huge break, but I didn't go back to really. No, still I took a break and then I came back and it felt pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
So
how long was your break?
Years.
Okay.
Multiple years.
That's a good thing, right?
It was a good thing. It was a great thing. I think it's good to like, I don't know if this is good advice. It's not even advice. Do you think it's good to just like play video games and like let kids know that no, that's not good? I don't know. I just think it's crazy how it all works out. Like how much should someone see, when they should take a break, what age as well. I'm not here to tell people when or what to watch, whatever. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm here to tell people, if you're trying to share something that's crazy, stop. Please.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to see your live leak.
If you're one of those people that send stuff in the group chat, leave the group chat. That's not
like 3 people I can add right now that I'm gonna keep quiet about.
Add them right now. Nah. That's just the way people are just doing things, especially middle school. In middle school, people would do that. It's crazy. I think the part where you said, let your kid say no, learn how to teach your kids how to say no, that ties into what I wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which is being authentically you. What do you think being authentically you is?
Can we be authentically ourselves? Like, I feel like all of our friend groups, we got like a different personality for it, like slight little change. It's kind of like we're only authentic to ourselves, you know? Like we can only be truly authentic to the one person that knows everything about everything we've ever done, how we think, type of thing. I feel like if you, I don't know, dude, I've never really lied to myself.
Being authentically you to yourself. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, like I would say all of ourselves, like all of our so there's this story that basically says like everybody sees you as a different person. You're like, so let's say you got 500 friends, all of them see you as a different person, so technically you're 500 different people, right? Because they all see you in a different way, in a different perspective. I think there eventually becomes a choice where you have like certain like hobbies, or like you have a certain lifestyle, a certain like career way that you want to live, and there's just that one personality that people see that is your authentic self, like the other 500, that you have to choose to invest more into to become more authentic. And that's the hard part, dude, because it's really hard to give up on all of your other different I don't want to say this like DID type of thing, like that's not exactly what I'm talking about. You still have the same identity and everything, but like it's kind of hard like to give up on the potential of your other like faces, the other like ways that people see you, like because you're invested in that. And that's what I'm dealing with right now, because like there's so many things that I want to do, and it just turns out we only have like 100 years, maybe like 120 if like technology improves, or maybe less, that it's impossible to complete all of our like little fun projects that we want to get into. And that's hard to get, sacrifice, so that's where I am with that. I think being authentic and presenting yourself as authentic are like two completely different things. What's your opinion on being authentic?
I have two ideas on being authentic. There is the guy that's just too honest to everyone and completely honest and just literally like living his life. Like if he's gonna fart, he's gonna fart mid interview. If he wants to be shirtless in his interview, he'll be shirtless. If he wants to do anything, he'll do it. So that's like a whole different idea of living authentically. Yeah. And then there's the one that I'm trying to go towards, where it's living life for you and not for anyone else, and obviously moderately. I think it's okay to, like, we brush past on this. It's okay to think about, care about what some people. It's okay to care about what some people think of you, because there's a level that that it's okay of having that. Because if you do not care about like what people thought about you, like at all, completely, if you completely do not care about what people think of you, you're gonna
be a menace, bro.
Yes, a complete menace. I don't know why when you said menace, I thought about the thing you said yesterday.
Huh?
You were at your work and you just dial all the things.
No.
Well, anyways. Dude, I was thinking about that when we were done calling. I was like, ain't no way this dude does it.
I took a video of it, bro.
Oh, you did?
I'll show you later.
Please. Oh, yeah. If you completely didn't care about what people thought about you, you're just going to be a menace. So I think it's okay. There's a line for it, is what I'm trying to say. I think living authentically is just living life for you, not really caring a lot about what people think of you. And I've seen it in work before through someone else. And I learn more when I see someone live the life rather than them give me the advice.
Yeah. More inspirational, right?
Yeah. And those people who are their most authentic selves, you learn so much about them. Like, even if they're not the way you like, you still learn a lot from them because they're still being them. And there's a level of respect I have for people who you know, the opinions I don't agree with, but they're still living life for them. And I thought that's pretty cool. That's my take.
Also, like, it's about identity, right? Authenticity is about being comfortable with having like a established identity that is connected to you. When people aren't authentic to themselves, for sure, but when they just don't do things that align with their actual identity, it causes, you know, like a psychological crisis. Like, I watched this video of this guy. Basically, his name's Bloodhound Lil Jeff. He's a rapper that when he had like a bunch of like traumatic stuff happen to him as a kid. Basically, when he turned 18, he started killing people. And there's interviews of him where they ask him something adjacent to like, do you have any dreams? Like, are you ever going to give up killing people? And in the interview, you can see him like for a split second, like think about, oh my gosh, you know, I did have dreams. Like you see in his face, like he starts looking at the ceiling and he's like, no, I can't do that anymore. It seemed to me like he was having like a real deep crisis. The more you learn about this type of stuff, like it's kind of interesting, you know, to see where people go wrong, or not necessarily go wrong, but to see what affects somebody to transform into like a villainous type of person. Like that's why Ted Bundy, the show, like got so popular. And this guy was like, from apparently, like the story goes, he's like a really intelligent guy, and he was well respected in school for being smart. And for whatever reason, he said, I think it was his older brother that introduced him to like that lifestyle. For whatever reason, he decided to get real deep into it. And I don't know, whenever I do something like that doesn't align with my personality, like I feel guilt towards it. Like I'm sure I might just be projecting myself onto this guy, but it didn't really seem like he killed people for like any authentic reason. He just did it because that's what he thought people expected of him, and that seems to be like a real crisis indicator right there. Like if you do things based on somebody else's expectations and not your own.
So it's like there's a level of friction where you do something that's not of you. Yeah. Is there an example that you have that you've tried in your life?
So when I quit running, like I didn't necessarily quit, but I just stopped running. And I'm sure a lot of athletes get this type of thing. Like when you stop playing soccer, were you like kind of mourning the loss of that soccer player identity that you had? Like for me, I built my life around track and field and running cross country. Like that was my life for like 6 to 8 years, you know. And there was a point, like a smooth 5-6 years, where I was really serious about it. And I talked to a bunch of like ex D1 football players or like basketball players or something. You know, I hoop with them sometimes, and it's like they'll just be talking about how bad they miss it, like when they're playing. Like, do you get that?
I do, because you build an identity off of one practice, and when you stop the practice, where's your identity? Where does that go? And I think, I'll use soccer as an example. I played almost all my life, and I stopped not too long ago. I think I was like 17, 16, 15. And definitely felt weird after, like, it would go from playing every single day to 3 days a week to 3 days a month to twice a month to once a month to once every 3 months. And that just became normal. And you know, you can grow out of things, and I didn't like it when someone said that. I don't know why. Maybe I just couldn't admit the fact that I was growing up, but I have felt that. And when I do play it, like right now, if I were to go and play it, I would feel like my childhood self. Like I feel young playing it. I can put the cleats on, I can start kicking the ball, and I would feel like that age where I just stopped playing.
Yeah.
And it's like I press resume. It's crazy how we can just put our identity on that. And everyone's done that before. When you said grieving the loss,
Yeah.
that hit me.
You get like real sentimental about it.
Exactly. Like I was like, yo, where it's, you know, like the whole relationship with the older self, younger self. Yeah, it's like your younger self isn't feeling pleased because he's not doing something that he's currently not doing something that he loves. And if I stop aiding that younger self, then something in me will feel unfulfilled and my identity will feel frictioned, you know?
Right.
And that's why, like, obviously I try to do little things that tap into like my inner child, where I said this on another podcast, where like I would be watching like cartoons, doing things that make me feel young. And did I say that with you?
Maybe.
I wanted to bring up, it was senior night. I missed the goal. All my family, my friends were there.
Dang.
And it was an open shot. I got clipped, got posted on my friend's story, and it was annoying. But the second I missed that shot, like something in me, like that childhood self, like died inside. And I didn't know it was that childhood self until like a couple weeks later. And it made me think about...
Was that your last game ever?
No.
Like
in front of my family and everyone? Yeah. And I knew that was like my last chance to really... Everyone's wanted to go where you score in front of everyone. You start celebrating with your family and everything. That didn't happen. And I'm still held up. It made me put the picture how that younger self is like behind a glass wall, just watching your older self make every move. And it's like banging on the wall like, yo, come on, you got it. And when you miss, it's just like, no, what are you doing? And it's like in there, it's just, I can't find a clear depiction of it. But that's exactly how it felt. And that's where I felt, that's like the moment I realized, oh my gosh, there's like something young living inside of me that's like so pressed about it. Because I was like, why am I so mad about it? My friend was like, bro, you gotta let it go. Come on, man, it's just a shot. I was like, nah, this is something else, man. That's the day I realized that there's something else in me. And I was like, something in me needs to get healed. Because that's when I learned that you have to aid that part of yourself. And when you do get offended, who is it offending? Is it your current self? Is it your younger self? And not in like an identity sort of way. They're both you, just at different times.
Yeah. So I wanted to like bring up this topic as like this question. I'm sure you can relate. But when I was a kid, what I dreamed I would be around this time was I thought I was gonna be a baseball player, dude.
Yeah.
There's a couple other like different potential things. Like I thought I was gonna be some sort of like botanist guy, some sort of like explorer or something, you know. Just these cool dreams that people have when they're kids. If this life was just like a save game, and then we can just like like when we die, we just get the reload screen and we get to select the same character but like go on a different career path, like kind of like BitLife. Like I would choose something different, right? I would choose something like, I'm very satisfied with where I'm at right now, but
that's good.
I would choose to fulfill all the categories of dreams I had when I was a kid. There's a point once you reach adulthood, or you know, some people reach this point when they're like 5, 6, maybe 13, where you choose the dream to focus on. So baseball, no. Being a marine biologist, no. Being a botanist, no. Soccer player, no. And then there's this one left that's like, let me just throw one out there, like doctor. Okay, this doctor one is the one I'm gonna choose. Like, but for some people, they got like 10 different things to select from, and each and every single one of those things is gonna feel the exact same as missing that last goal. Like, it's kind of tough, man. Would you say that was like your only moment where it was like dream killed? Like
yeah no, my throat. Yeah. I always wanted to be a soccer player as well. I keep saying this. I said this on another podcast. There's a day you realize where you can't reach your dreams. You're just in the shower somewhere and you're just like, That's probably not going to happen. I've always had this question about identity. Are the patterns of what you do a depiction of who you are?
Bro, that's such a crazy question. What do you think?
I'm going to go off.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I don't have anything to answer that.
When someone feels an emotion, that is just a temporary feeling. So if you are feeling angry, doesn't mean you are an angry person. You're just a person that is feeling angry at that moment, at that point in time. But someone who feels angry every other day from the day they're born, they are considered an angry person. Right? Stay with me now. And if someone has been doing something all their life, repeatedly, that is a depiction of who they are, because that's just a huge time scale that we could just take off. And it's like, oh, it's so big, it might as well just be you, you know? It's such a large time to be doing this. That's basically you. I'm going to stop right there. I think the more I go, the more examples.
What if your like authentic self is like really negative? Like like what if your authentic self just sucks? Like, is that even possible? I have no answer either.
Because when you give advice to someone and you say, hey kiddo, the only way to meet new friends is to be yourself, and they're just like, myself sucks though, no one likes me, then be the best version of yourself. That's what I would say. Be the best authentic version of yourself, rather than just being honestly you. That's where I would take that. But I don't know.
I can imagine like for that person, if they went into therapy, they'd be like, you get to choose, you know?
You get to choose. It's like a video game.
It's a choice, dude. Whichever you want to be, a dwarf or a barbarian or like a elf or whatever, you get to choose, you know?
I was driving the other day and I was thinking, I remember telling you, like, whenever I hang out with like old friends, it brings that old side of me. And I was thinking, who am I? Identity. And something in my head was saying, you are who you are. Right? Yeah. And then something in my head, another thing in my head was saying, you are who you choose to be. Yeah. And then those two kept on conflicting and they were like fighting against each other in my head. So are you who you are, or are you who you choose to be?
I agree with both statements. And I'm not gonna lie, like for people our age, even until this is something that if you took developmental psych, like they'll touch on. It's one of Erickson's stages of development, centered around identity versus I think confusion or something like that. And basically it's the stage where you know, teenage years up until 20s, like I can say right now, like I don't think I have like a fully formed identity. I think having like a complete 100% formed identity is impossible because we're always changing. But like, you know, like 90% is where you look at somebody and you say to yourself, oh, like they know what's going on, you know, like they got everything figured out. I wouldn't say I'm there. Yeah. However, I think you're right, because there is an aspect of your identity that you can't change, right? And that's your past, your experiences, because it's already crystallized. It's happened already. There's nothing you can do to go back in time and not have those experiences. And that's basically like all the information that you have to learn about yourself and where you fit in the world and stuff like that. That's the only information you have. The thing is, you have a bunch of options as far as choices and perspective. I personally think perspective is something that is based on your experiences, all that stuff, but you have a bunch of different options to choose from based on your experiences. If you had my life and you had like all of the experiences I had, you'd probably have a different outlook than I do. It could be minor, it could be major. That's because I chose to have like a certain outlook on things. Like I chose to take a specific learning direction from my experiences. I think once you actually choose to learn things, you can equate things to different learning, to different patterns, right? You're allowed to choose how you see the world, right? I think that's the part where you can choose your identity. There's also things that you can say. I actually like wrote down some stuff about this because I wanted to talk about it later. This is just a really opportune moment. You're like, if you don't like your personality, like that's no problem, right? Because you can find like there. I feel like everybody can find good things about their personality and say, okay, this is something that I want to emphasize, right? So let's say like somebody who's really negative is like a miraculously good piano player. That's something they're very, very talented at, and they have like an innate skill for music. One of the things that they're really good, that makes them really good at music, is they can channel their emotions into playing good music, and playing that good music with that emotional channeling into it makes other people feel that music on a different level than just hearing good music. They hear that music, and you know, the sound makes them feel an emotion. That means that person's really good at connecting with people. They have that skill, they have that like innate talent. They can draw it out in different ways other than music. It's not even necessarily like purposeful, but if you were to purposefully like notice something about yourself, like you, for example, you'd be like, I'm really intelligent, and I'm a good listener. Like I can have conversations with people and make them feel good about themselves. Like that's one thing that you can see about yourself. And like, no matter how negative the rest of you is, like that's a good thing, right? That's something that if you were to emphasize it and do it more often, if that's a skill that if you were to use more, like
It'll just become louder than the
more
others.
of your personality. It would become a louder, yeah, like you're right. It'll become a louder part of your personality.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliment.
That's the part you have control over. Like we're super dynamic. Like we're not just like circles. You can take one part of yourself and enlarge it, and all you're doing by that is taking the mass, and you're enlarging one section, and you're just making another section smaller,
like a bunch of dials.
Yeah. So like if you're focused on becoming a more positive part of yourself, that negative part of yourself will go away because you don't have as much time or focus to spend on being negative.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's pretty good. I wanted to tie exactly what you said to this quote, which I had brought up. It was by Jorge, I hope I'm not butchering his name, Jorge Luis Borges. I am not sure that I exist, actually. I am all the writers that I've read, all the people I have met, all the women that I've loved, and all the cities I have visited.
Yeah.
You are your experiences, and your experiences shape you. And you had a point where two people can go through the same experience and then come out differently. You and I could go through the same thing, and I could react differently, the different way that you would. And you had a point where you said, if I went through the same thing that you did, I could have a different outcome compared to how you did it. That's why when someone says, oh, you never been through what I've been through, which is, obviously there's some truth to that. If we all went through the same thing, we would all react differently. And that reinforces the idea that everything we go through is not meant for us, but I'm going somewhere. Everything that we go through is like specifically like for us.
Yeah.
And not for someone else. And that's where God comes in. And it's just like, oh, everyone's on their own path, and like you can't put someone else in these shoes because like it's just not gonna fit. The timeline is just different, you know? And it's I'm getting trippy. But yeah.
That's those
true.
experiences that happen to you that you have no control over. I remember having this conversation like 6 years ago that just stuck with me with this random guy. And he basically said, I was like, oh, like, I was stressed out about like choosing a career or like it was something really stupid that I was stressed out about. But the advice was basically like, if you put yourself in an opportune environment, and an environment where you're going to get a lot of opportunities, then you get to choose, right? If you don't put yourself somewhere where you have a lot of opportunities, then you have less choices. That brings me to the question: do you think we have free will?
Ooh, that's another topic. Free will. No, that's a topic for another day. I'm gonna go off.
But yeah, all that stuff is based off of perspective.
Yeah,
and
you're big on perspective.
Yeah, dude. Perspective is a choice. How we see the world is entirely up to us. That's exactly why the whole, if you had my experiences, you'd probably see things differently. Like, I don't know how true that is, but that's at least my belief about it.
There's something I wanted to bring up with authenticity. For a while, I guess growing up and then, everyone always felt like a little insecure about a few things. I would lie to myself and I would not be true to myself. No self-respect, but life just felt it was just so much friction. Like, I kept putting on shoes that were not me. I kept wearing things that were not me. I kept doing things that were not me. And every day was just hard, And the second I switched up and just started living life for me and I started doing things for me, things were just easier. But I did get more backlash, but things were still easier.
Like, explain, bro. How, like, what type of situation would cause you to get more backlash but still make things easier?
It would just be easier to stick to my own opinion. Like, if I had an opinion about an idea and that I just deeply thought was true, I didn't hide from it. I actually said it out loud, and someone would disagree on that, and that's that. Someone would just disagree on an opinion that I was once too afraid to bring up, or the clothes that I was once too afraid to wear. Not too long ago, I met up with some friends, and one of my friends was just like, "Oh, you sure you want to wear it? Oh, okay, you're wearing that?" And I was like, "I don't care. It's my clothes. I like it." Like, yeah, bro, I mean, you don't like it? I think it's tough.
Have you ever got laughed at for your drip?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Not laughed at. Laughed at is crazy.
The U.S. Polo Assassin. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh my god, dude.
Nah,
I've been laughed at for my drip so much. I wore fake polo. Because I wore hand-me-downs. I didn't know what that was. But like, I'd show up wearing like the fake polo jeans, and I get clowned, dude.
Yeah. Why is there 3 guys on the horse? Huh? People are just like, why is there 3 guys on the horse?
Be like, what's U.S. Polo Assassin? Like, I'd be like, what? Polo? This isn't polo? And they'd be like, no, it's not polo. And I remember as a kid, like, I hand-me-down jeans, right, that I got for free. I'd be like, oh, I saw the price tag. This was like $2,000. like I'd just be blatantly lying. Be like, I don't think you know what this is. Like, and I'd get clowned even worse. There's so many times where I get laughed at for my fashion choices, but I don't know, dude. I feel like I look cool. I had this one fit where my grandma bought me a kimono like 6 years ago, and I finally brought it out. I was like, I have this thing, I'm gonna wear it, and I got clowned in WAWA, bro. Like, nice and straight. But I'm at the same time, like, I know that fit was trash, bro, because I got clowned in WAWA, bro. Stop laughing, dude.
No, it's not that you got clowned. It just had to be at WAWA. Everything happens at WAWA.
Swear, bro. Swear. Like, like,
what do they say?
I was just walking in the door and like, these 2 girls were walking by. I held the door open for them, and they just stood there and looked at me and like fell over laughing. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna hold the door open for you. But and I like didn't realize why they were laughing until like I went through and I was like, oh, they were laughing because my drip atrocious. Dang. But at the same time, bro, I was still proud of myself for like not being a conformist, you know? Like, yeah. What, like,
yeah, we ain't conformist.
Like, not just wearing black t-shirt, black jeans, black shoes. Like, that's a fire combo, by the way. Not conformist, but you know, like TikTok fit. Like everybody be wearing baggy jeans. Just, you know, whatever shirt like come from the popular TikTok. Like they just be shopping off TikTok type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I felt pretty proud of myself for having some sort of like alternative identity than everybody else, being unique.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Wait, do you strive to be like unique?
I strive to be more in touch with what I want and who I am. And if that leads me to being unique, then okay. But if that leads me to like, I like some of the same things that other people like, then okay. Because whenever I like things that other people like, I get disappointed. I'm like, dang it, I'm conforming.
I feel that, bro. Conforming OC sucks.
It's kind of nice being, because, well, we know people that just like try to be different.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into that. But not too long ago, I started really being myself, and things were just so different. Like, you get a lot more haters, but you also get a lot more lovers, you know? Not lovers. You just get a lot more people that like you. And
fans.
And it's just a whole different world. And like, you feel like you're just living life for you. I said it on the first podcast, I think. The more you fake yourself, the more you lie about being, rewind, the more facades you put up and pretend to be something else, the deeper you get into that rabbit hole of just lying to yourself and like being even more insecure about that thing.
Yeah. So it's like people, like that facade is like insincere. Yeah. And I feel like people can at least like get a little bit of that insincerity from it. They'll be like, oh, like I can see, and that makes you difficult to understand, and people tend to gravitate more towards things that interest them, and it's hard to be interested if you don't get it.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I have these conversations with some of my friends that about striving to be understood versus like striving to be esoteric. I just learned that word from that conversation. It means like not easily understood. So the opposite. They were saying like striving to be esoteric kind of makes you a little bit more authentic to yourself, because if you don't care about people understanding you and you only care about yourself understanding you, a lot of people aren't going to understand you, and it's difficult to be okay with that, because I think it's human nature to want to be understood.
Therapy, man. This is some therapy. All right, we're gonna land the plane. Before we go out, is there one last piece of advice you have about authenticity?
So there's a difference between doing what you want and doing what people expect of you, and there's a balance between the two. You have to find out which amount of balance works for you, and the true answer to being an authentic person is you're never gonna be 100% authentic, but that shouldn't stop you from trying.
Nice. Anyways, Archie, thank you for coming on the show again.
Appreciate
cooking it again, as always. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching this podcast video. If you guys want to like the video, subscribe, comment if you agree or disagree with what we said. That's really it. Follow on the socials, stay posted, and thank you guys for watching.
Appreciate it.
Peace out.